Come on in, everybody. Like and share, everybody. Well, good evening. This is Popeye Live, March 7th, 2022. It is 7:46 p.m. And we did get started on time. Took me a few minutes to get everything in order here. But we got a lot to talk about. Now, tonight we are simulcasting on Rumble. So if any reason that this gets banned on YouTube, well, you know where to find us. On Rumble is where we'll be. Just in case we get thrown off again. And yeah, we've been thrown off of YouTube before. And so now we kind of take that with a badge of honor, everybody. A badge of honor. Because we think it's awful stupid to throw away 8,000 potential customers for your advertisers. We're just saying, everybody. And in an era of cancel culture, well, it is what it is. If we get canceled because of our opinions, well, we know who they are. And when the pendulum swings, and it will in November, we're going to make sure that these big tech entities get held accountable. And that includes politicians. We want accountability everywhere. We want accountability for the 13 people that were murdered in Afghanistan because of the incompetence of the people that were in charge. That should have never have happened, along with a lot of other things. And we've got a list a mile long of the atrocities that have been put upon this country by this administration, by federal workers, and yes, let me start with the FBI, who I think should be disbanded because they are no longer for the people. Matter of fact is, they are attacking the people. They're doing the bidding of the thugs in Washington, D.C. That's right. I said it. The thugs in Washington, D.C. And you know, I think there ought to be an investigation of every politician who have enriched themselves 10 times over of what their salaries say they should be. Case in point, Nancy Pelosi. Case in point, the Biden family. The list runs on and on and on of people who have sold us out to foreign entities. And this includes our enemies. You know, as I was getting ready for the program tonight, and I was kind of tuning into the local news, and yeah, the local news, they were talking about the Mavericks basketball game, and as I kind of stopped to look at it for a second, I was checking out the basketball court, and of course, there's no more signs of BLM on the floors anymore. There's no more little cute slogans anymore for the BLM. And yeah, they are the subjects of the Chinese, the Major League Basketball. So, I'm looking at it in kind of amazement. Where'd all that go? Is it because the BLM was nothing but a money-making machine that enriched certain people? Never went to help the black community? Not one iota? I mean, just name me something that they did for the black community other than stir hate. That's what I'm asking. And of course, we all know the connection between the Chinese basketball, Hollywood, the list runs on and on. So why would I go spend my money, especially now in this day and time, with gas in Texas now at $4 a gallon in some places? Why would I waste my money on that when there's going to be other things to worry about? And I'm going to ask everybody right now, just what is your threshold? Just how much is going to be too much? Is it $4 a gallon? Is it $5 a gallon? Is it 7? Is it 10? What is your threshold that's going to make you get out and do something and say something? Other than, it's the cost of freedom. It's the cost of freedom around the world. That's what they're trying to tell you. And now we've got the potato head and his minions out there now seeking other oil sources now because the heat is on them to stop buying Russian oil. The heat is on them about that. So now they're out looking for other sources. Venezuela. Yeah. Saudi Arabia. Yeah. We're seeking relief from the despots of the world. We're begging them to produce more oil, while here at home we are killing the oil industries and in turn killing ourselves. Killing our economy, causing inflation. The list runs on and on, everybody. The list runs on and on. How much is it going to take to make you stand up and say something? And you know what? You can start right now, by emailing or calling your congressman and demanding energy independence now. Don't wait for the midterms. Don't wait for November. Say something now. Now. Now, the title of tonight's show is Never Let a Good Crisis Go to Waste. That's been the last mantra for the last couple of decades. And just realize this. Every crisis that we have going on now, every one of them we have today, was manufactured and delivered by progressive Democrats. Every one of them. Every one of them. Inflation, energy, political unrest, and yes, now world upheaval. Every bit of that was delivered by this administration, his minions, and yeah, people on the far left. Every bit of this was delivered by them because they projected weakness. Germany's finding out now that the new Green Deal isn't so hot. It's incredible, everybody. So, so now is the time to fight back on the verge of another democratic war that was avoidable. And that's the truth of it. You know what? And if YouTube don't like that, kiss off. Kiss off. That's our opinion. That's our opinion. And this is what we see going on out there. This is real. This is real. It's there for everybody to see, including these liars that are in the media, that are giving cover to everything that's going on. Everything that's going on. There's no reason we should be funding the despots of the world while we have the resources to cut them off. We do. Common sense is lacking in our nation. It surely is. It surely is. It seems half the country has been reduced to moron status through our educational systems, plural. That's what I'm saying, everybody. I mean, there's nothing left for us to do but to fight the tyranny we see going on not only in this country, Canada, and around the world. It's there for everybody to see. Everybody. It's on our televisions every night. So now it's time to stand up and, hey, don't sit there and just say, oh, somebody else is going to take care of this. Don't let the other guy do it. He and we need you. We do. We do. We never give up. So now, everybody, the truckers arrive in D.C. Now, since they are avoiding the so-called People's House, which is not really that anymore, and I'm not sure it ever was, or at least for the last couple of decades, so Putin and Ukraine has pushed the truckers' convoy off the news, basically, is what it's done. And the message to me seems mixed. And, I'm warned about that. I did warn about that, everybody. Saying, hey, they're carrying the wrong message to D.C. Because the mandates are on their way out. Why? Why would that be? Because of the midterms. They're going to try and pull the wool over your eyes again. We defeated it, everybody. We defeated it. Yeah. Look at us. And the media's out there reporting that, this is good for Biden. This is good for the potato head. Yeah, this is good for him. He got an 8-point bounce after the State of the Union. You believe that? You believe that? I don't. Because they are a bunch of liars. And that's the truth of it. Yeah, Napper, you're right. The truckers did not have a unified message. They did not have a unified plan. And now they're not going into Washington, D.C. So they're going to kind of, I guess, surround it. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to slow down traffic. I don't know what that does. But maybe at some point here, we'll take our entire crew, every one of our chapters that can make it, to Washington, D.C. I'm really thinking about that. I really am. I'll know when it's time to pull that trigger. You know what? And it's getting closer and closer and closer. But right now, let's start with phone calls to our politicians. Energy independence now. Now. That's contacting Republicans, Democrats, all of them, letting them know we're pissed off. And I mean hundreds of thousands of phone calls. That's what it's going to take, and messages and emails, everything. Demonstrations in the streets. Just a minute, let me get a drink. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm still, what is it? They call it the COVID effect. Yeah. So yeah, we got to do everything possible to send the message, hey, stop the crap, stop begging despots of the world for oil, produce it here at home, because we already know we can be energy independent from everybody. We already know this. The new Green Deal is a facade. It's no good. Not at this point in our lives. Not at this point in our nation's history. We can't be forced out of our cars and into something else. We just can't do it. And we won't do it. Electric car sales right now are down. Now, I don't know what's going to happen if anybody can afford it. Anybody can afford them. Because the other things are going to be skyrocketing too. How about food? It's not the only thing, gas and oil. Everything is going up because of these morons. But yeah, we did warn of a mixed message by the truckers. We did warn of this, and I think that's going to come to pass. And you know, there were 2 other convoys that didn't make it off the ground. Not enough support. And this convoy right now has only raised about $1 million compared to what the truckers in Canada did. But you know, they went straight to their parliament and shut things down. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I don't believe they should have went to Washington, D.C. in the first place. I think we should have went everywhere. Everywhere across this country. And if we put a plan out there, that's what it's going to be. Everywhere. Everywhere. So in today's local news, we got the usual narrative. Gas prices are going up because of Ukraine and Russia war. Well, that's partly true when you don't include cause and effect. When you don't include cause and effect. In other words, what caused all this shit? And then when you figure that out, Mr. Potato Head, what we're seeing now is the effects from it. That's what we're seeing. It's that simple. In 2020, the Democrats managed to outright steal an election that installed the Potato Head. Yep, that's right. I said it, YouTube. Yep, that's right. I said it, Facebook. Is he fit for the job mentally? Everybody's wondering that. Everybody. We're not really sure what person or group is guiding this person who cannot complete a sentence and don't know where he's at any given moment. Now, at times, I have a problem with completing sentences or starting out sentences, but hey, I got an excuse. They cut my tongue. a chunk of it out to get rid of some cancer. Never smoked a day in my life, never dipped any of that crap. But I was around asbestos in the Navy. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. So he doesn't really have an excuse. He's had a great life. He's had a great life of raking in as much cash as they can. That whole family. And this is who we put in charge of everything. And I'm not sure if they're not still on the take, everybody. And that's what the FBI should be investigating, instead of the American citizens out here who are going to their school boards and trying to get rid of what's going on in our curriculum, school curriculums, the things they're teaching. And yes, we're seeing the results of that in the streets across this nation all through 2021. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. It is something else. So, looking back, the first thing the potato head does is cancel the Keystone Pipeline. Then he starts prohibiting drilling on federal lands. And yet you heard me talk about this the other night, about the Permian Basin, where the most oil entities in that case, federal lands are in New Mexico. And yeah, they're subject to the whims of the potato head and his minions and federal agencies who are out to help the minions destroy our oil industry. But you know what? We're never going to get rid of oil. You're just fooling yourself. And you've been fooled. You've been fooled. It's insane. Federal lands like Anwar in Alaska. And I'm still looking at Louisiana to see what's going on there. It's incredible, everybody. But it's there for us to see if you want to see it. Don't tune into your local news. Don't tune into the national news. They're just going to give you lies and a bunch of narratives that they want you to follow. It's Putin's fault. It's everybody's fault but the potato head and his minions. Nobody's held accountable to anything. Nobody. And this is what the FBI should be looking into. This is what the people that are supposed to be on the lookout for this country, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Instead of turning into the Gestapo. Instead of turning into black jackbooted thugs. You know, and all these things that are going against, that are being, how to put it, all these things they're using to attack the oil industry is still going on today. It's still going on today. We've got to do something about it. And ignoring it is not the answer. That's not the answer. No. No. And like I said, you know, WTF, we're wondering how much it will take for the people of this country to stand up. Demand energy independence now. We don't have time to wait for the midterms. They're going to try some other stupid thing before that. And they're going to bring back out all their minions. All these crazies that were in the streets in 2021. They're coming back, everybody. They're still there, and I'm warning about that right now. And beware of going to Washington, D.C. for anything. You better have your act together if you go there. Other than to go there and knock on your congressman's damn door. Or catch him when he comes home. They're all supposed to be coming home every weekend. We pay for their airfares to do just that. Nancy Pelosi runs home to get her hair done. Oh yeah, we all know that. A 3,000-mile trip so she can get her hair done and visit other left-wing zealots. That's all that's about. Why are we paying for those trips so often when they're not doing anything worthwhile to help this country? Nothing. Nothing. So, man, who knows if Republicans, let me say this. As the midterms come around, and I've been telling everybody this, we got to keep an eye on those rascals because Republicans don't know how to fight. Decade after decade, we've watched them cave to Democrats. Even when Republicans win, we lose. That's it. Let me say that again. Even when Republicans win, we lose. We lose ground. Every time. Every time. That has got to stop. That has got to stop. Not that I'm all that giddy about Republicans because I'm not. But in cases like here in Texas where we have Governor Abbott again, guess what? It's the lesser of two evils again. It's what it is. And we keep doing this to ourselves without a real investigation of what he's doing. And I tell you right now, like I've told you, I'm a result-oriented guy. If they're not giving us results, they need to be gone. And I submit to you that Governor Abbott has not produced results. Of all the things he said he's done, and all the things that people campaigned for him, look at what he did, secure the border. Hell, he hadn't secured no border. He hadn't stopped the flow of illegal immigrants into Texas, illegal aliens into Texas. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't done any of that. Oh, he's had some great photo ops. Yeah, he's good at that. I'm not going to jump on a handicapped guy. But if you're going to stand up there and say you're doing this, you're doing that, well, by God, you better send up somebody down there to get the job done. And Beto is sure no option. Oh, hell no. He'd be trying to implement everything that Potato Head is trying to do, and more. And more. He's already said he would. He's already said he'd take our guns. And that's not going to happen. Not here in Texas. People are not going to give those up. They'll become criminals before they give it up. It's what they'll do. Yeah. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what the problem is. Oil is the lifeblood of economics around the world, as Germany is finding out by making themselves reliant on Russian oil and gas. And it runs beyond that when you look at wheat and barley and other commodities. Our easy lives, everybody, listen to me. Our easy lives are going to be tested like never before if this is allowed to continue. in our government. In our government. There is a solution to this. There is. And right now, they're trying to ignore it. Blaming everybody but themselves. Blaming everybody but the true culprits. Trying to steer you in another direction. And the mainstream media is all in on it, everybody. They're all in on it. You know, the truth is we can't wean ourselves from the despots fast enough. Let me say it again. We can't wean ourselves from the evildoers fast enough. This is including China, where our politicians continue throwing us under the bus. It's time we unite, everybody. It's time we unite. Listen to our podcast, share our podcast, and let's push back. Let's do that. And let me tell you, I know when you share these things because we get a bump. So make sure you do this before you bail out of here. We are watching what's happening and will act to save the Constitution, protect those who've had their constitutional rights violated, and act accordingly. That's what we're going to do. Now, let me tell you, we're all about bikers and bikers' rights. But you know, we're about the rights of everybody when it comes right down to it. And this is going to affect us all. You know, today, I filled up one of our automobiles. It was half full. Half. By the time I put gas into it, it was around $24. A month ago, or maybe a little bit over a month ago, that's what I paid to fill it up from empty. How much are you willing to withstand before you get out there, you join us on the streets of Fort Worth or the streets of Dallas and demand energy independence now? Don't give them a choice. Say this happens, and this happens soon, or you're going to be gone. And I would say this to all Republicans. If you go there in another weak-kneed fashion, trying to compromise with the people that are trying to destroy this nation, it's one and done. We'll point you out. It'll be one and done. If you don't learn to grow a pair and fight these people with every tool you can use, every tool, the pendulum is going to swing in November. And if you don't take it to them, it's time for you to go. Time for you to go. Yeah. Think about it, everybody. Think about it. And I do believe that bikers are going to have a part in this. Why? Because we are bold. Why? Because we will say what's on our minds. Why? Because we will seek the truth and expose it wherever we find it. We will expose the people that are corrupt as hell. And right now, that's not hard to do. That is not hard to do. It is incredible. It is incredible that the entities, government entities that are supposed to protect us, can't find the culprits of all this stuff. Or is it that they don't want to find them? Could it be that they are part of it? That's the reason I'm saying to Republicans, when you get in charge, you better start defunding some people. And there is nothing out there that I read that we can't cancel a government program that's not working, that is not doing what it was intended to do. No, and we don't need to shuffle them to another department. What we need to do is put them on the streets like happened to the Keystone pipeline workers. That's what we need to do. We need to put them on the damn streets. And when the pendulum swings and you're controlling the purse, you better damn well use it. Instead of reaching across the damn aisle and pulling a nub back. Now, the media will whine all they can. And they will point fingers. They'll call us racist. They'll call us Nazis. Hey, look, who else is doing that? Vladimir Putin. You see how close all these government entities are to what Vladimir Putin is doing? We got a dictator here who's paying attention to nobody. Nobody. Who's not doing what's right for this country, just like Putin is not doing what's right for his country. Their economy is going to be in a shambles soon, and it'll be even worse when we cut off the gas. When we cut off buying Russian oil. When everybody else quits buying Russian oil. Oh yeah, they can sell it to China. But you know, there are things we can do. There are things we can do. And let me say this, everybody. I'm sick of this. I am sick of this. And I brought this up in the promo. I did. Mad. Now, Putin keeps throwing out there. Every time he mentions nuke, everybody goes into a panic. They get their panties in a wad. NATO starts shivering in their boots. The Biden administration starts shivering in their boots. The Congress starts shivering in their boots. So every time he throws, let me tell you, he's in control. He's in control. But let me say this to Mr. Putin. Let me say this to Mr. Putin. I hope he gets this message. You guys, you have any Russian friends? Pass this on. Pass this on. MAD. M-A-D. M-A-D. MAD is a thing that has kept the superpowers for all my life. Since they invented nuclear weapons. All my life. And I've been around a while. MAD is the thing that has kept these powers from confronting each other and has kept us safe. MAD is mutually assured destruction. In other words, if Putin goes there, there's not going to be a Russia left. Other than the people that are underground who are able to launch attacks and then launch more attacks and then launch more attacks, there'll be nothing left of Putin's armies. There'll be nothing left. There will be no more world economies. There'll be nothing left for anybody. There'll be nothing left for them, nothing left for us. People that are within 3 miles of a nuclear blast will just disintegrate. There will be no pain. You'll just be gone. It's that quick. It's that quick. So as Mr. Putin throws all this stuff around, and let me tell you, I do believe he's a great bluffer. I don't know that he's a madman as he's being described. He just wanted Ukraine, and he went after it. Well, the people in Ukraine don't want him. They're trying to offer escape corridors to Russia. They said, oh, hell no, we ain't going to Russia. No, we're not going to Belarus. We're not doing any of that. Yeah. So, yeah, the Chinese think they can sit back and just watch. Oh, no. No. The radiation spread around the world will be a slow death for any people left, I do believe. There's not enough underground shelters. Maybe Mr. Putin will survive, but what's he got? What's he got? He has no economy. He has no oil wells to pump. He got $2 billion, though, everybody. $200 billion. It goes back to that question I was talking about. Just how in the hell did this former KGB agent, how does he make $200 billion? Other than skimming off the Russian people and then also getting inside deals with contractors and business owners and things like that. Oh, yeah, they've made him rich, rich, rich. Doesn't affect him. Doesn't affect him. And if you look at the videos of the Russian people out there, the ones that post on YouTube, they're not in on this shit. They're not in on it. And I would say to you, we had a restaurant that had to close down here because I guess it was European food and I guess some Russian meals or whatever was. But you know what? We shouldn't jump on those people. We shouldn't jump on them. I don't know that they're Putin supporters. They just happen to be Russians that have moved to this country. However they got here. There's no need to jump on them. Unless they're out there marching up and down supporting Putin. Rootin' tootin' Putin. I'm just saying, everybody. Yeah, and you guys are right. The cyber war could bring everything to a screaming halt. Yep, you're right. And that's probably going to happen before everything else happens. And we may be drug into this thing even more. But I believe whatever we're going to do, we better do it in a hurry before there is nothing left of Ukraine. I do have to admit that Ukraine, the pictures of the cities and everything I saw before all this started, That's a beautiful country. It's being demolished because Putin has decided he wants to put the old communist territories back together. Yeah. And right now we're busy shoring up NATO with our troops. And, you know, all it takes is one mistake. And, you know, the thing I told you the other night was, you know, everybody, the Communist Party is no longer in charge of the nukes. The generals are. Think about that. Even if Putin is bluffing, all it takes is one madman. All it takes is one. That's right. Ghost Eagle, you're right. All you guys, let me say hi to some people that are on the chat line here. Ghost Eagle, Sir Follows a Lot, Solar West Texas, Napa. And so, let me see, I got to scroll up to get more. Lisa Lee, I see you there, darling. Yep. Yeah, Solar Dutch was on here. I don't know what happened to him. He probably had to go to work. He's at work. Yeah. Solar Fish, how you doing? Yeah. So, yeah, let's go way back up there. Martin Nicholson, how are you doing? So, yeah, Jamon Rooney. Yes, sir. So Solar Dutch was the first one to comment, but he must have had to go back to work. They probably caught him watching our podcast. Well, hey, everybody, that's about all I've got for this evening. Let me tell you, we'll be back on. We're watching the whole situation. And, yeah, you know, hey, ride, you bikers, ride, record, and report is still in effect, everybody. It is still in effect. If you are pulled over, get video of it. It doesn't matter whether you think it's important or not. Get video of it, get it to us so we can analyze it. And, you know, we're not against going banging on some doors. Matter of fact, this next COCI meeting in Lubbock, we're going to try and be there as long as it doesn't conflict with our own. And watch to see if the police gather around again. And, yeah, we'll go ask them, you know, what the hell are you doing here? Have no problem in doing that. Have no problem. Because it's our right to do so, everybody. It's our right to question these people, whether they be city, state, federal. It's our right to question, and we will. It's our right to seek redress, and we will. It's our right to ask for oil independence, oil and gas independence in this country. We do not have to be buying oil and gas from the despots of the world. Just don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't even try it. And I would say to the potato head, no deal with Iran. No. Hey, Congress and the Senate needs to step up and cut that crap short is what they need to do. They need to quit backing this administration who's trying to destroy this country. And in turn, when the pendulum swings, we're going to go after everybody. Everybody. And that better happen. With that, everybody, have a great evening. Ride safe, guys. The weather this weekend is supposed to be better. See you later, everybody. Call your congressman. Call your senator. Get it done. Energy independence now. Bye-bye.